Now today I'm going to give you a breakdown of a typical production from start to finish. So from the pre-production stage all the way through to delivery. And I'm going to be using this project as an example. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're new here, do consider hitting that subscribe button. Now, let's kick this off with the shot list. And for this shoot, I've used a tool called Milanote to map out the various shots. And I've used images, annotations, descriptive text. And that's mainly because I can't really draw. So I can't really create a storyboard like you would normally see it, right? But however, this document outlines the what's and the how's. So what I'd like to achieve as well as how I'm going to achieve this. And that's including the tools that would be key to executing these particular shots. Think of this as my treatment or a simplified way of getting my idea across. And yes, this takes some time to create, but it can also save you lots of time during the production, during the post-production, and most certainly reduce the amount of revisions and amendments once you deliver the first draft to your client. Now, as you can see, each shot is also given a duration at this stage. So all of these individual shots would equal to the total duration of the final video. Now, this shot list is actually nested within the main document, which outlines information such as the overview of the project, the timelines, different tasks, and even a section where I would curate a collection of tracks that I can present to the client beforehand for them to select one from. Now, this is the ideal stage to get the thumbs up from the client, so you can make any additions or deletions as required. So it's important to add that this shot list was produced based on factors which included notes from the initial call with the client, as well as my own ideas, as well as available equipment, and also knowing what my capabilities and my limitations as a studio are. So now that we've gotten the green light from the client, the actual fun can begin, right? So for the opener shot, the wallet was rotated to capture the exterior and to give an insight into the design of the product. Now, the final image is a composition of two shots actually, which one of them was a clean plate so that we can mask out the rod later on in post-production. Now, one of my favorite shots from this was the card sliding out of the pocket, and this was created by using this slider and some transparent tape to actually pull the card right at the end of this motion control move. Now, the initial idea of using fishing wire wasn't as effective, and to be honest, it wasn't as smooth. And this kind of thing happens more often than you'd like to think, right? You just have to kind of adjust the idea as you go to suit. Now, I'm not going to go through all of the shots in this because this isn't the premise of this particular video, but I wanted to show you a shot though that didn't end up making the final cut in the video. The idea was to have a POV shot of the card sliding into the wallet. So what we did was create this pocket, which is actually made from a bit of a leather material, and we just propped it up, attached the card to the probe lens, and pushed it through the pocket. Now, the feedback was that it was quite difficult to tell what was actually happening in that scene. So between myself and the client, we agreed, okay, we'll delete it and we'll remove it from the shot. And I'm mentioning this because this is very much part of the process, and you have to account for events such as these. And even though it was approved in the pre-production shot list, it just didn't end up working out, and you just work with the flow, and we just left it out. Right, now let's talk a little bit about post-production. And the way I've done this has kind of evolved over the years. And I find that recently, I've been editing and finalizing each shot individually as I step through the production phase. So let me elaborate on that a little bit. Now, after I've set up the shot and I've tweaked the lighting and I've tweaked the move and I'm happy with the execution, I then take that over to the computer, load it into its own sequence, and I just check it out. Make sure it's fine, make sure it works, make sure that there are no other changes are required before I move on to the next shot. Now, this can save you from having to set up and reshoot that scene if later on you come to find out when you're in the edit that something wasn't quite right. Now, the final bit of post-production is pretty much connecting all of these shots and polishing up the end product ready for delivery. And what I also tend to do as well is I airdrop it to my phone and I just review it from a different device. Just to escape that kind of tunnel vision loop of the editing interface. You're on the computer and you just focus on the edits and you don't see certain things, right? Until you look at it from another device. Now, to wrap up this video, my last bit of advice is just to be organized. Also, to listen to the needs of your client and kind of clearly communicate your vision for the project at the beginning, so at the planning and the pre-production phase. And that is it for this video, but I would love to hear about your workflow and any processes that has made your life easier. So let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.